everyone, welcome to my live stream. I am back after a week off being sick with a stupid cold, so it's really nice to be back. I do still have a tiny bit of symptoms, but I'm definitely good enough to stream again. So I am excited to be back for Inktober52 today. Oh, Exie is here right away. Hello! How are you? Thank you for joining me after my unexpected week off. I hope you've been doing well. How's it been going? I mean, we've chatted a little bit on the Discord, but it never feels the same as sort of live on the stream. Taking a drink of my delicious mineral water. So today, Inktober52, the prompt is fear. So I was like, what am I going to do? Who is this?
What? What's this cute little, look at that adorable little ferret picture.
You're welcome. Exie says, I'm alright, thank you for asking. How are you? I'm doing so much better. Thank you for asking. So much better than last week. Last week was like, it was definitely just a cold or something, but it was so annoying. Like, I had no energy, and every day was some different symptom, so that really sucked. And it would be like, oh, maybe I'm feeling better, and then I'd actually try to do something, and it'd be like, oh no, I'm not feeling better. I'm just feeling different symptoms than yesterday. So, so much better now. And I'm excited for today's prompt because what I hoped worked out. I looked up the Japanese kanji for fear. I mean, there's multiple ones. The one that I went for was the first one in kyofu, which means like fear. It's one of many words you can use for fear. And I was like, maybe there's some animal that has, because I'm like, what am I going to do? I want to do my gryphon theme. There was an animal. Turns out it's an extinct animal, so that's even more interesting. It's a New Zealand moa. The Japanese name is kyocho, which is fearsome bird. It's basically like a gigantic emu. It's like an emu, but just massive. Like, I can't remember the pictures. I think it's like twice as tall as a person. So it's like really, that's really big. But it's long centuries. At least centuries been extinct, maybe longer, but I'm going to use that as my base, so that combining my gryphon theme with the prompt of fear, and then I found this interesting bird. I was trying to find an appropriate back half to be the gryphon, but I'm just going to do a horse because I ran out of time. I ran out of research time, so I'm going to do the moa on the front of the gryphon. The back is, so it's, I guess, technically going to be a hippogriff, but the back is just going to be regular old horse. So let's open my Inktober kit that I've been using this year. For anybody who has not seen one of these before, I got all this stuff at the Inktober retreat last year, which I think is, no, it can't be because it's not October yet. But the Inktober retreat is happening again this year, so I'm excited for the people going because it was a really great experience for me. So the first thing is this set of zebra markers and pens, and then a couple of, they're kind of separated, a couple of brush pens, both black ink, both with a medium tip on one side, and then the red one has a small tip on the other side. And then the main thing, perhaps, it's the second most important thing. The most important thing is the ink, but second most important thing is something to put the ink on. So this sketchbook it's a Moleskine brand, so it was really nice to get it as part of the retreat because Moleskine stuff is expensive. And then finally, some tools for me, pencil sharpener to be able to start each drawing, and pencil, my favorite Palomino black wing. The 725 is based off a guitar. So pretty. Okay. Let me just fold this up and put it off to the side. Man, it's only been a week, but it feels like it's been forever since I last streamed. I was going to take this week off because this week is the start of my personal holiday season because it's my wedding anniversary and just also happens to be the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary this year of adopting Kumo, Aoife, and Chappie from Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. And that's why I chose Best Friends Animal Society as this month's charity. And then it's also the start of autumn, which is my favorite season. And that happens to be Hobbit Day, which is Bilbo and Frodo Baggins' birthday, September 22nd. So there's just like so many things happening on September 22nd. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Lexi says, oh, congratulations. With a cute little party hat emotes. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, really exciting. And then the next day, after all of that stuff on the 22nd, the next day is a race that I do every year, the Fit 1. It's a local race. It's probably the biggest race in the area, though. And I'm going to do the 5K. So it's a road running race. So yeah, this week I would normally take off because it's such a busy week. But I took last week off unintentionally, so I don't want to just take 2 weeks off, especially because my, okay, hold on, I'm getting this into its own window. Move tab to new window. I have the Wikipedia open for the moa so that I can look at, since it's an extinct animal, it just has, you know, the skeleton, and then, so let's see, I'll put this over here, and then there's like artist renderings of it probably looked like this. So I've got the whole page open so I can look at those various things. I liked this one though, this illustration. I'll use this as my main illustration. Okay, let me get back on the Twitch chat tab. Okay. Yep, so anyway, yeah, I didn't want us to not stream some more because that would reduce the chance of getting more unique viewers for this month, which would reduce the amount that I would be donating to Best Friends. So I changed it so that I'm taking vacation next month right before what is it? Right before Halloween. Not the week of Halloween, because Halloween is like on a Tuesday, so it's kind of middle of the week. Halloween is kind of sad. But okay, so I'm taking a little artistic liberty here with the structure of the neck on the moa. I've made it more serpentine. When I was reading about it on the Wikipedia, it sounds like that's not really probably what they did. But I think it looks nicer. It has a nicer, you know, it just flows. So, I'm doing the little artistic liberty. Plus, I'm making it a gryphon, so that's not real at all. So, it's probably fine. Also, I found out the reason why I chose horse rather than like tiger or something was because apparently these ancient birds had a plant-based diet. So, I wanted another plant-based animal to be the back half. Okay. So, I've got, like, the front half pretty good, and it's nice with this moa, which just looks like an ostrich or like a gigantic emu. The legs are already pretty much in a position. I'm just going to move them forward a little bit, but they're already, like, in the perfect position to just tack on a horse on the back because this just looks like only half an animal, kind of. So, just going to move them forward because right now they're, in this artist rendering, they're like straight under it. Of course, makes sense to balance on just 2 legs. But I'm going to move it forward so that it's balancing on 4 legs. Okay, so this probably goes back like this. It's all covered in feathers in the picture, but then comes forward a little bit, and then this lovely little ankle. And like that. Interesting, I didn't get a chance. It's just the Wikipedia page for MOA, M-O-A. There's apparently been found a preserved, like a foot from one of these. So it's not like a dinosaur style extinct animal where it's been so long that the only thing left are bones. It's somebody has found a... I want to read more about it. But there is a preserved, like, with the flesh still on it for the foot. So we know what the foot looks like for sure. I don't know if this artist rendering that I am using as reference has taken that into account, though. But maybe so, because it did have this really big, like the heel of the hand or the heel of the foot is really big and meaty. And it looks the same to me. Of course, I only briefly looked at that preserved foot, but okay. Got one foot done. Let's add the other one. And yeah, it's just kind of sticks out over here. And so it's got like 3 big toes. I know I have 4 toes. 3 big toes, and then there's just a small, like a hook. Like a thumb, but you can't use it, sticking out of the back. Okay. And then the other one sticks out at the top like that. Okay. Boom. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I took my cough medicine before this, but apparently it's still a little bit... It's not going to get 100% of the coughs out, apparently. Still way better. Way better than, say, like a couple days ago, and I was just like coughing. Oh. Okay. Okay, now I need to switch to... Okay, I'm going to bring this... I'm reorganizing my secondary monitor here. So, I just need a horse. I specifically looked up New Zealand horses. Apparently there's some feral horses. Oh, that's a pretty one. Oh, I can't see the back foot, though. There's like these feral horses that are descended from horses brought over by colonizing people. So I figured even if they didn't exist at the same time together, at least they're sort of across time and living in the same area of the world. Compared to like any other horse. It doesn't really matter though. These ones are running from behind. Nah, I guess I'll do this one. But this one's so active. Oh, but the front. Okay. I just gotta pick one. Okay. Let's see. Can I... Oh, this is Spain. This is not New Zealand. Why would it bring this picture up? Okay. Sorry, give me another second. That one's running, so that won't work. I'm just scrolling through my Google image search trying to find a nice reference photo that basically that matches this like pose. So it needs to be straight on from the side and not really doing anything, just kind of standing there. Well, maybe I need to not worry about it being a New Zealand horse because I can't really... Oh, here's a good one. Oh, yeah, and it's Irish, so... But this is a really good... This is a really good picture. Okay. Open image. Goodness, all I want is to see the back half of a horse. Okay, finally got it. Finally got it. So it's on a little bit of an angle. It's standing on a little bit of an angle, but it still does look like it. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm explaining my thought process correctly. Okay, so with this moa, as the neck comes down, the back sort of goes down and just becomes a tail. Just this gentle curve down. With the horse, it's got a curve along the back, but then the hips are actually a little bit higher. So I'm gonna try to make that work with the shape of the moa. It needs to go down, but it needs to come up in order to become the horse shape. Okay, I think that's good. And then flanks come down. Ugh, this picture is so tiny, but it's the best one that didn't have like half of the leg covered up by grass and stuff, so. Oh, thank you! Yay! It's great. Actually, it says, looking great to me. Yay! Especially good because I'm a little out of practice. I did not do any drawing or sketching or anything last week. I was in recovery mode, so this is my first any drawing or anything in over a week. Okay, I'm gonna have to shrink this. It's gonna go way too far down. Okay. I'm redrawing this back part. Okay. Because the proportion was not going to be good with the front half. So let me just wipe this into the trash. Man, it's so nice today. It got really cool. So I have the window open and the fresh air, and it just smells so nice. Okay, so I've got to reduce the size of the leg so that it ends at the same point as, because I don't want it to end down here at this claw. It needs to end right here at the bottom of the foot. So actually, I'm going to put a little... In fact, I think that the back feet would actually end up a little bit higher because they would be a little closer together than these front feet. The front feet would be a little wider, and then the back feet would be... So like the front feet would be here and the back feet would be here, which would mean that they'd be slightly higher than this point, actually. So let's put it right about here. Just put a line here so that I know where I want the hoof to land. And now I shall draw the stuff in between. This is the hoof, and then it's got this nice big like ankle or something, and then it meets up here, and then it just tapers down like this, and then it's a little thinner, but then it becomes nice and thick up here at like the thigh area. Okay, good. I did it! Horses are pretty hard to draw, actually. I used to try to draw horses a lot. Horses are one of my favorite animals. But they're just as difficult as humans, which I think is saying something. Okay, so as I'm looking at this now, I want, even though the horse does have this dip in its back, I feel like it'll actually look nicer overall if it has this, if it has that arc that the moa has. So I am redoing the line of the back. Since I'm not drawing a horse or a moa, I'm drawing a new kind of griffin. Yeah, and let's reduce the depth of the chest just a little bit too. I want the two halves to come together in a way that looks like they're supposed to be like that. Or at least as much as possible, since it's already hard enough to combine two animals into a griffin. Now, when one of the animals has actually been extinct for so long that we don't know 100% what it looks like. I just want it to be somewhat believable. There. Yes, this is much better. Okay, good. Now we need the other foot. So you can see the front half of the thigh of the back foot, but from this reference image, but it's coming across back here, and then the hoof is actually behind. Okay, and then, oh, but you can't really tell because of the tail, so we'll draw the tail the same. Although they've got this tail like trimmed, all like perfectly straight across. I'm gonna make it a little more natural, uneven, like this is a wild animal. There. That's super weird and different. Okay, so the only thing I think, since it's a griffin, I'm gonna have to change the angle of this leg. Normally bird legs just lend themselves to looking like the front foot of a griffin, but with this one it's not doing it. It's looking like a back leg still, where because the knee folds like this, but we need an elbow. We need it to fold the other way. So now I'm just going to change the anatomy a little bit of this front leg so that it looks more like it's the fold of an elbow instead. Oh, thank you. Aw, that's so cool. I'm glad to hear that that's what you're thinking. X says what you do is actually creating new species. Assume this is exactly how they really look like in real life. Yay! I have a whole... I love this picture with the explosion in the background. It's like I have a whole world that I have created. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. It makes me feel special. There. Yeah, that's all it took. Just a little change in the bend of the leg so that it looks like a front leg. Okay, let's switch back to... Oh, no, not this one. Yes. Okay, so like the mini birds, it's got the cool, like armor, like, I don't know what the official name for these, or the scientific, not official, but the scientific name for these like scales of leathery stuff on the toes of a bird. The moa has it as well. Interestingly, it's got feathers coming all the way down. Oh, they look kind of like that, oh, what is it called? There's a thing that goes over your boots to, like, protect from rocks getting in. I can't remember what it's called. It's called, it's gonna bother me. I gotta Google it. what is it called? It's like, it like starts with a G maybe. Oh, gators. It's called gators, I think. Let's put in Victorian. Victorian. Gators. Gators. Oh, these are different. Oh, yeah. This is the kind of thing. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me find a good picture. I'll show what I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Like this. This kind of thing. Gators to go over the boots. That's what it reminds me on this bird. The moa. The fearsome bird. Kyocho. I will never forget that. That is such a... I'm so glad that my idea worked out to like look up a kanji that means fear and then be like, maybe there's an animal that has that in its name. And there was. It's like, yay. I was able to do exactly what I wanted. Alright. Now I'm adding... What time is it? Okay, I gotta hurry it up a little. I spent so much time. I'm really having fun with this one. With half of it being an extinct creature, it's kind of more freedom. I mean, of course, I could always just be as free as I wanted with what I'm creating, but when there's literally no choice. Okay. Wait, I want to look at the... Okay, hold on. I'm going to go to the skeleton and look at... Although it doesn't really... I want to see what the eyes are like. But I guess the skeleton isn't 100%. It looks like they're pretty big eyes, though. Okay. Oh, wow. This reference image gets pretty big. And then I also wanted to see... Okay, so the nostril... Or I think it's called something else with birds, but anyway, the equivalent of the nostril. The hole in the nose through which they can breathe. It's like halfway through the beak. Okay, and then the mouth comes all the way under the eye, actually. Okay, a little shiny on the eye, and then otherwise it's just like black. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna make the back hooves kind of fluffy too to match the front feet, so the hooves have like natural gaiters as well. And let's just draw like a little grassy land here in between. Just give it some ground to stand upon. There, something. Just something. I was just taking a minute to look at it. I like it. Let's start inking it. Since we're halfway through, it's a good time to start inking. Which pen do I want to use? I think I shall use... Oh, what do I want to do? Let's use the small end of the brush pen. Of the brush pen that has a small end. And I think I can get pretty much everything with just this end. Oh, it's so interesting. I just realized I'm making this a griffin, but there's not really any indication of where its wings are. Does it have wings? Okay, I've got to go back to the skeleton. Does it even have wings? Is it like a... No, it's got wings. Okay. It's just you can't see them because they just have these long, thin, like, it's like grass.
Wait, where are the wings? Maybe it doesn't have any wings. I'm looking at this skeleton and I don't see any. But that's just one skeleton. What about this one? Okay. Okay, they're talking about the head. I'm looking now to see if it says anything about, do they have any wings? Oh! Oh, would you look at this? Well, you can't look at it. It says, Wikipedia page says, the 9 species of moa were the only wingless birds, lacking even the vestigial wings that all other ratites, I don't know what ratites are. Oh, moa are traditionally placed in the ratite group. What is a ratite? Okay. Mostly large, long neck, long-legged birds. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Kiwi is the only one that is small and short-legged. Looks like it includes the ostrich and the emu and everybody. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not mis-seeing this. They don't have any wings. Haha. What? That's crazy. Okay, when I am done streaming, I'm just gonna, like, read this page. I'm just gonna read this page about the moa. So cool. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a no wings. Like, not even, like, the bones. You know, like, humans have the vestigial, like, what was it called? Vestigial. Vestigial, we have a little tail. We have a tail bone. You know, we don't have a tail, but we have a tail bone. Moa doesn't even have that for its wings. No wings. Wow. My mind is blown. That is so cool and different. Okay. It's inking, inking, inking. Getting the foot now. That is so cool. I did not even think there would, like, even with, I think with whales, they've got bones that are, like, show how through evolution they used to have legs, or, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just so weird to think, wow, it is a bird, but no wings. I know I keep repeating myself, but my mind is trying to wrap itself around this new information. I'm glad that it wasn't just like I was missing something visually. I was like, wait a minute, where do the wings go? Yeah, I think so. Which is wild. Exy says, so does that make them the only 2-limb creature? Yeah, I think so, because well, I don't know. Maybe there's some totally different. I don't know. Maybe like a bug. No, bugs have lots of legs. What else might only have? Well, in any case with birds, at least according to Wikipedia, only these 9. It says there's 9 species of moa. But they're the only ones with no wings. Or no even, like, feathers or anything. Yeah, man, I did not think... I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff in the world, so... It's not like it doesn't make sense that there would be an animal or a bird with only 2 limbs, but just does not... Most animals go for 4. Most of us prefer having 4.
Even though this is another one of those weird animal combinations to make a gryphon, I think this is one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. I really like how it's... I really like this one. Just finishing off the background. Okay, and I did leave the head for last. And I'm making really good time, so I think I'll be able to do some detail work, which is always super fun. Either adding some texture or some shading or just little anatomical details. There's actually so much time, I think I shall erase the pencil and then add more ink. Exy put, that's crazy. Yeah, man. The world is amazing. We have such amazing stuff. Amazing stuff exists. I love learning about different animals and stuff, and I mean, not even just animals. I love learning about geology and plants, though animals are definitely my favorite thing. I wonder if maybe some, it seems like, so I'm thinking back to the, you brought up the point about the two-limbed bird. It feels like, oh, I did not ink that hoof. I'll do that when I get done with this erasing. Seems like sea creatures might be a likely one to end up with only a couple. Or like, definitely there's some that have none if you, let's see. There's gotta be. Well, I mean, if you go really tiny, of course there's like single-celled organisms and stuff, or like worms and whatnot. I guess a terrestrial animal, that it's more surprising on a terrestrial animal to only have two limbs. Because if you live in the water, then it's a lot easier to get around with just like one limb, as long as it's what it can propel you and you can get around or whatever. But on land, it's a lot harder, I think. Oh, I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of this creature that's coming to life. Okay, I don't want to be too concerned with erasing, so this is going to be good enough. I shall just sweep these eraser crumbs into the trash. A lot of them, so I'm gonna do my best to make sure I get them all. I think that's all of them. And then there's some on my desk, so let me get these. I like the nice clean workspace. It's just distracting. I see a little speck and then I look at that and then I'm like, I lost my flow. It's just because of a little speck, so. Okay. That's good. Okay, let me get some more water. Another thing I haven't done because of being sick was talk so much. I think this is the most I've talked since I got really sick. It's good not to lose that ability though. Lose my ability to talk. Okay, what do I want to add? Okay, I think the first thing I will do, and I'm going to use this pen just so that it gets a chance to be used too, but I'm going to, for the limbs that are on the side away from the viewer, I'm going to either completely black them in or add some hatching so that that will give some separation between the closer limb and the further limb. And that also will help separate between the tail and this backmost leg. It's a shame these are so dry though. We tried this last time though, and this is just how dry they are. So we tried the new ones and they're just as dry. Next year I want to put together my own kit just with my favorite stuff, and it'll definitely include a brush with a bottle of ink so that I can get some really big and like nicely blacked in ink areas. I love doing that with just a bottle of ink and like just a round paintbrush. Okay, and we'll do the front leg too. So I'm saying that because in order to get that kind of effect with these brush pens, you got to kind of keep going over it over and over and over and over until it looks even. But with a nice bottle of ink, you just do like the one thing and that's usually enough. Maybe you'll do a little fine tuning, but definitely not like this where you have to just keep going and going and going over the same spot. If you're hearing some claws tapping on the ground, that's Aoife. She got up. She's ready to be done streaming already, but you're gonna have to wait, girl. 15 minutes more. Okay, I'm not blacking the front leg all the way in because with the way that the toes stick out, I feel like there would at least be a little highlights on them, so I'm doing Aoife just scratched at the door. I'm gonna have to wait, Aoife. There. So here, I'll hold it up close to show, because the way that the toes stick out, it's like with this leg in the back, I think that it would mostly be in shadow because of the body casting a shadow on the leg itself. But with this, these toes are sticking pretty far out, so even if this would be mostly in shadow, they're sticking out and so getting hit by more light, especially because they're in front. Okay, I'm just refining that a little bit. Ooh, thank you! Right? Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I said that, and you're saying that too. But yeah. Axie says, well, first Axie said looking perfect. And then Axie said also, I think those scales would be shiny. Yep. Yeah, I think so too. Plus, actually, I mean, it's preserved, so maybe it's not a good reference, but I want to look at that picture of the preserved foot. Oh yeah, it's all dry, but and like every other bird that I've drawn, their toes are so shiny. They're actually like very beautiful. Like, I think they're so lovely. How they have that, just, it's like leather armor, just naturally. Very lovely. So I think that this would have some lovely sheen. I'm just refining the foot some more. Because I don't want it to be too much. I don't want it to be like, wow, look at that foot, and like that's the first thing you look at. I still want it to support the overall picture. So let's see. Let me go back to my horse reference. I want to look at, it's so small though, but okay. The hooves are dark. I can't tell if they'd be shiny, as I think they're just dirty from the horse. The horse is being ridden, so I think they're just dirty, but I'll just say that the hoof would be shiny. So, but it's dark, so I'm going to do a sort of gradient effect, or I don't know how to, like a, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's a gradient. There. Here, I'll just show you, because I can't think of the right word. This. So it looks shiny on this side. And now, since we've done all the other feet, let's do this foot too. And then the next thing I'll focus on is the beak, because it should also have, it's made out of dark material, but also it should be shiny. Okay, so now gotta go back to this nice, huge drawing of what a moa might have looked like. I love how big it is. It's a very big and useful drawing. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't turn. Hold on a second. Probably won't be a problem, but my my PC speakers are still on. I try to turn them off. So there won't be any distracting sounds. So. Okay, got that. Okay, so there's like, on this like big heel part, I'm gonna use some stippling to get texture on it, because that's the kind of texture I'm seeing in the reference image. And then this back one, it's like a claw. I mean, it is, but it's teeny tiny. So just gonna have some little tiny indications of the texture and the highlight, but not much. It was just so small. Okay, and then for shading on this, let's see. Oh, yeah, and this is much more shadowed. And then the claw, the talon, I guess you would call it, because it's a bird. There. Okay, next one. And I think the bottom part is the same kind of, needs the same kind of stippling. The underside of these big fingers. So that's what I shall do here. Wow, someone is tearing through the neighborhood with their vehicle. I don't know if you could hear that. Wow. Okay. And then we'll do it on the farthest away one. Alright, I think that's good. Just a little bit to connect that claw to this, just visually. does seem to be a little divided by this feathers coming down here in the reference image, but just for this, the sake of this drawing, I connected that back claw to the heel part. Exie says, yep, it's hearable, even from the other side of the globe. Yeah. Sometimes this neighborhood gets really loud, and I'm like, I like it when it's quiet. But I can't do anything about it. Like, I'm not willing to ask people to be quiet, so I'm just gonna accept it, because I would rather just live with the noise than have any confrontation. So I just try to do my best to ignore it. Okay. Now I'm giving this beak some... Let's see, is that... Oh, let's make this dark. So it's just a dark colored beak. And it's also this shiny material. And then let's add little details to the face. Man, I like this. I think it looks so nice. Oh, it's only about 5 minutes left, so let me zoom back out and see if there's anything overall that I can do in 5 minutes. I don't want to do anything too complicated that'll be like, oh no, I couldn't finish. I'm glad I'm not alone. Exie says same. I can endure the noise but cannot endure conversation. Yeah, at least not a confrontational trying to make somebody do something. Now if it was something like they were endangering me, that would be different. But it's just an annoyance. I'll just deal with it. It's just annoying. Meh. I can handle it. I'm strong enough. Me and Exie are strong enough to handle it. Okay, I'm just adding a few little extra bonus lines here and there, like here where the belly curves in and it goes underneath the leg, so add a little hatching here to show the shading, and then just little extra lines of texture on the tail. I guess we can do a little bit here on the... show some of this shagginess. It's got a very shaggy coat of feathers. So hopefully I can sort of indicate that with some hatching. I know I always say it, but brush pens really are the best for showing feathers and hair. It's just so nice. And then we can make the horse part a little shaggy too. So there are shaggy horses, and then this way this will help it look like a complete creature and not two creatures stacked together. Oops, I'm doing it too fast and I'm transferring some ink. Doing it too fast and then it gets on my hand and then I put my hand down. Sometimes you can erase a little bit away. So I'm gonna try that real quick. Man, I really like this one. It's so cute. What a cute creature. I don't always feel that way. Not bad. Cleaned up pretty well. That little bit of ink that I transferred with my hand, I could see it on my pinky. That always happens. I just get so excited, like, because it's so fun. But that's okay, because even if that happens, worst case scenario, you can always just fix it digitally, and then it's like no one will know. Unless they watch the live stream, then they'll know. This is secret information, only on the live stream or the recording later. And the shagginess is pretty even too. Throughout the body, it's not like there's some really bigger ones here or anything. It's just like all over, just like an emu. That's good. Let's just call it good there because there's only a couple minutes left. Let me write my usual stuff on here, which is, what do I usually write? Inktober52 in the prompt. Yay. And this was fear. Let me double check, because sometimes I write the wrong conjugation of the word. No, it's definitely just the noun. Fear. It's because we're getting close to Halloween, so we're getting more Halloween themed prompts. Okay, and the date. The 19th. Can't believe the month is so close to over already. Goes by too fast. September 2023. Oh, I know. We're at time, but I'm going to, so let's see, examine the kanji. I'm going to write the kanji, which then explains why this is fear. Oh, I wrote that backwards, but whatever. This line is supposed to be going the other way. Kyo. This means fear. And then cho means bird. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And 4. And then this one comes out like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Kyo cho. Fearsome bird. Fear. That's why it's fear. So, oh, let me get Twitch back up. Oh, good question. Actually says, what is the name of this species? Ah! You gave me a great idea. It can be called Kyocho Ba. Oh, but I can't look it up on here. Ba is, horse. Ah, great question. We'll just call it fearsome bird horse. Okay, hold on. Uma. When it's in a compound, it can be read ba. So this is it. Good question. Let's put this in here real quick. I don't know the stroke order. There. Close enough. Kyocho ba. Fearsome bird horse. Nice question. I'll hold it up a little close-up view right before. I mean, I know we're a couple minutes over, but I haven't really held it up close much at all, so I know I did a couple times, but this is really fun. And then the Kyocho ba. Fearsome bird horse. Awesome. Well, that's it for today. Oh, you're welcome. Exy says, thank you so much for the stream. It was nice to catch up. See you healthier. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my voice is back to normal from a couple weeks ago, too. I will be back tomorrow. It's going to be a lucky dip, as usual. So, hopefully, I'll see you then. Either way, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.